All right. So if you could just give some basic information like name, age, hometown, and how many years sport? What sport you playing? How many years you were playing here?
My name is Jaquan Lyle. I'm from Evansville, Indiana. I'm 21 years old. I'm on a men's basketball team.
Um, what position do you play, and what type of accolades do you have
Uh,
here?
Here,
Yeah.
I'm play point guard here, and as far as accolades, I was on the Big Ten All Freshman team last year, I think. But other than that, I mean, we've been struggling a little bit, so I don't know, man.
I did full career accolades also because obviously like you're a sophomore.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you still got time. So like, I did full career accolades just to sort of emphasize,
Chris, no, he ain't
just to sort of emphasize like your value.
I wanted you to say
obviously, if you haven't been here long, then you might.
What you said before was.
Yeah. All right. So I just asked that. So all right, we'll just do it again. You just name all the accolades.
Right.
Sorry. So what position do you play, and what are if you could just name off some of the accolades you have throughout your basketball career?
I play point guard. I think I have a little bit. I played on multiple big time AAU teams. Won a lot of championships in that. I was a top 10 player my sophomore year, top 25 to finish out high school. Played on the top 5 high school basketball team. We went to the national tournament. It was 6 teams are invited, and we made it to the Final Four, and we lost to the champion. So, but the game before that, in the quarterfinal, I hit a buzzer beater to win. So that was fun. But that's pretty much it.
I skipped this question, so I'm gonna just go back to it. So, what is your major here, and how did you make that decision for that to be your major?
I'm a sports industry major. I came into college not knowing what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do something with sports after my basketball career. So the only thing that our advisors at SASO, which is like our student athlete builder, they advised me. They suggested that I would take sports industry because most student athletes take that. And once I looked into it, it seemed pretty cool. So that's what I did.
All right. So, you are a student athlete here on scholarship. So, do you know the value of your scholarship?
Yeah, I think it's $22,000 per year.
And if you could just go through like the average day during season, like what you do every day.
During season, depending on what time my first class is pretty much changes every day. But normally, I try to wake up about 9 o'clock in the morning, get some breakfast, get ready for my day. Normally have class from anywhere from like 10 all the way up until 3 o'clock during the day, and that's with that mandatory tutoring is included in that as well. And then our practice block every day is from 3:30 to 6:30. So normally we'll come in and watch film for about 20-25 minutes and then start practice. Depending on how good the practice goes or depending how far we are into the season, that depends on the time of the practice. So that changes as well. So then normally we get out of there probably about 6:45 after you get your treatment. And then depending on the guy, depending on the guy's schedule, you may have tutoring at night at either 7, 8, or 9. And so that's the average day.
So on average, how many, like if you could put a number on it, how many numbers would you say you spend a day during a season doing something with basketball or basketball related? That includes like road games, so traveling and like things of that nature as well.
A normal day, normal practice day would be anywhere from around 3 to 5 hours. Game day would be, what we do is we have like a shoot around 5 hours before the game. So if the game's at 7, we'll have a shoot around at 2, and we'll get done with that. Probably like that only takes 45 minutes, and then we have mandatory team meal after that, and then it's already 4 o'clock, and we got to be on the court an hour and 10 minutes for the game. So normally, like, everybody just stays in the locker room and just sleeps, or, you know what I'm saying, our barber comes, you get a haircut or whatever. So on home game days from 2 basically until the game is over, depending on whatever time the game's over. So home games are a while. Away games, we come in and practice, watch film. So away games, we leave right after practice the day before. So we'll watch film for about 20-25 minutes, and we'll practice. Away games practice shorts are real late, so like we'll practice for our 15 minutes, and then we'll fly. We'll go straight to the airport, pull up to our plane, and we'll fly right out. So away games is all basketball on the road. So it's, I would say, 24 hours in away games.
I get it. So how does that change? Like, how do the hours change, and like by much by how much, if you could, like during off season? So like if you could like run through a regular day during the off season.
Depending on the time, it changes. Right after the season in springtime, only thing we do is lift. We don't do no conditioning. So that's at 6 in the morning. We get done with that. That's like an hour 15 minutes. Now preseason, that's every day, 6 a.m. Conditioning and also lifting, and that normally takes about 2 hours in the morning. Then we come back every day in the afternoon to do open gym, something basketball related, like that's team. So I'll say preseason would probably be the longest. That would probably be anywhere from about 4 hours to probably about 6, depending on the day. So yeah.
When does preseason start? Like when does preseason start and end?
Preseason starts in. It depends on when the summer term starts. So last summer I think it starts like June 15th until July 28th, because in the summer we do 6 weeks. So we'll do it that long, and then we'll have like whatever break it is till school starts. So we have like 3 weeks till school starts, and then we come back, and it's the same exact schedule as before we left.
Okay. So you said would you say you spend more time? Do you spend more time doing basketball things out of season than in season, or would you say it's about the same?
I would definitely say out of season. Well, I don't know. It's kind of hard because practice takes up a lot of time, and you don't really have practice out of season. So I don't know. That's a good question. I really don't know the answer to that.
Okay. So I know we've had like multiple people who are professionals in the NBA right now. So like, if you could you compare like your regular day like to their regular day, and like if there are any differences or similarities, could you point them out?
I definitely think that we work harder and more in the actual season, because we play 32 games and they play 82. So working hard takes a toll on your body. So I think obviously they know that. So I talked to one of my friends, and he says like their practice only lasts 30 minutes, if that. They just come in, walk through things, make sure everything is straight, and then they're gone. But as far as like with their travel and stuff, I mean, they could go on a 6-game road trip and not be home for 20 days. So I think that's the biggest difference right there.
So you talked about like the differences and similarities between professionals and student athlete schedule. Do you feel like here as a student athlete, do you feel like you're ever exploited? Like your contributions to this campus are being fairly represented, or like you get like fair treatment?
I think athletes kind of get. I don't know. I think we kind of get overlooked a little bit. I mean, people pay all this money to come to all of our games and stuff, and I feel like we don't see as much money or as much appreciation as we should, as far from the NCAA. I think the university as itself shows a lot of love, and fans as well, but I think the NCAA is holding back a lot of money from student athletes. For what reason, I don't know, but.
So you talked about money. So do you feel like college athletes should be paid, and if so, why?
Well, we get a stipend for about $200, depending if you're in state or out of state. I get probably I get like $220 every 2 weeks. So I mean, we're getting paid some, and I think that started like last year. So we're getting paid some, but I don't think it's enough as far as how much we bring into the universities and into the NCAA as a whole. So.
And just a last question: do you have like a fondest memory since you've been here at OSU?
I think just finally getting here and stepping foot on this campus, and just enjoying the college experience every day.
All right, that's it. Those are all the questions.